www.newslaya.com.
Namaste, this is me Birat Anupam, and today we are going to have a very special interview with our guest, and this interview is being recorded by our senior camera person Ashish PK, and this interview is for Newslaya.com YouTube channel. Today I have a very special guest, and he was Joseph Caseman, and he has been converted into Govinda Datta Das. Govinda Datta Das are the messenger of Krishna consciousness all over the world. A single children in a family, born in a Christian family, and now a very good advocate of Lord Krishna, and especially about the Sanatana Dharma all over the world. Today, I have so many questions from my heart, but I have shortlisted few questions here, and we are now going to start our interview. You should have been in a modern dress, but you are in saffron dress. So why?
I have been.
You should have been in a modern dress as a white Westerners, but you are in saffron dress, you know. So what inspired you to turn in this situation?
Actually, just changing dress doesn't change the person. But by reading Bhagavad Gita, I got this knowledge that actually we are not this body, we are Atma, and that this human form of life is very rare.
Yeah.
And that the actual human form of life is meant for self-realization.
Yeah.
And that means, according to Shastra, according to Gita, to live a spiritual life, to do sadhana, not only enjoy your senses, go to the party, earn money and become a big success. Actually, that is illusion.
Yeah.
Because when death comes, even if you are such a big person, so much successful, you have to live on.
Okay.
So that was my thinking, and when I got this Bhagavad Gita, I got the answers. So this saffron dress is just that showing that I am trying to go in the spiritual path according to Bhagavad Gita.
Okay, so how do you want to identify yourself? As a religious person or as a spiritual person?
We are trying to be a spiritual person. That means we are trying to follow our original position of Atma, Sanatana Dharma.
But as a children, I mean the only one children of your family, born to a Christian family, you could have followed the Christian world, Christian spiritual, but you have turned into the Sanatana Dharma, and has been a very good preacher of Krishna. So what attracted you towards this new world of spirituality?
Actually, Christianity, like and Bible, in basic and originally there is nothing wrong in that. There also knowledge is there about soul, about God, but it's very basic knowledge. Like when we go in first standard in school, there is some knowledge. 1 + 1 is 2, A, B, C, D. But when you go to college, when you go get much more knowledge. So similarly, in Bible there is something about God, that you should be good, you should not do bad things. But what is there in Bhagavad Gita? Everything what is in Bible is there in Gita.
So then you can say that the religious message in Bible is like education in school, and the education, the religious message in Bhagavad Gita is like the education of university. Can you say that?
Yes, like university. It's very, very vast, very deep, all details about Atma, so many examples, and who is God, how he looks like, where he lives, how to attain him, everything.
So you are in this moment, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, for more than 14 years. You said you entered into Sanatana Dharma since 2003.
Actually, we are trying. We cannot say that I am like this. Actually, we got opportunity. I got a chance to practice this. By practicing, by doing sadhana, we can attain.
Okay, then people say there is one and only one God. But there are so many religions. And what is your belief on this? Is there a single God or there are so many gods? What is your opinion in this regard?
According to all Shastras, even Bible and Quran, there is one God, and also in Bhagavad Gita, one God. Matah Parataram Nanya. Even Krishna himself is saying, no one is higher than me. Arjuna is saying, Param Brahma Pavitram, Paramam Purusham Shashvatam. As you, Krishna, you are the supreme. And like Brahma, Devatas like Brahma, they say, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vita. The Param Ishvara is Krishna. So, God is one. Why there are so many religions? Because according to place and circumstances, people in different places, they change to their will, their religion. But in basic, they are all teaching there is one God. The problem is that in the name of religion, people want to enjoy their senses. In the name of religion, pray to God for money, for entertainment, for health, so that we can enjoy. So in this way, they are so many different
you say people are using religion as a form of entertainment, as a form of enjoyment. But you was graduated in agricultural studies. Later on, you studied about the information technology.
Yes.
But you left everything that was entertaining, that was fascinating for the materialistic world. You have converted into the spiritual world. How it feels looking back to your life before 2003 and your life after 2003, after your entry into kind of Sanatana?
Actually, before that was before coming into contact with Bhagavad Gita and this knowledge, that was like trying to be happy.
Wow.
But trying to be happy, but not actually happy. No this Atma, no happiness of soul, but now experience happiness of the soul. That's why we can live all this material way of trying to be happy. But this is actual, it brings actual happiness, because this is science. Actually, this is the actual spiritual science. It says in Gita, Jnanam Vijnanam Sarvata. This is knowledge, and it's also scientific knowledge.
Okay, then we can say Bhagavad Gita is the science of spirituality. Can you see this?
Yes.
So what are the proofs to prove your logic?
To prove my logic, if we follow instruction of Bhagavad Gita, for example, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatan Paschadridavrata. That devotees, they are always, Satatam, they are chanting His glories, chanting Kirtan. So when I try to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, by chanting this mantra, I experience happiness. This is practical proof. And there are so many people, even you, if you try, you can experience that. So this is practical.
I have seen so many white Westerners, they are chanting the, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and they are especially motivated to follow the Krishna preaching. So there are so many gods in India.
Yeah.
They say more than 33 millions of gods are there.
Yes.
So why do you think the Krishna is very popular among the white Westerners?
Actually, now according to Vedas, there are many demigods, but demigods and Krishna, that is something. Gods and demigods, Devi Devata and Bhagavan. This is different thing. Devatas, they are very powerful living entities which are empowered by God to do different things. They are not actually God. Even they have to die. They are not eternal.
Devata and Bhagavan.
But Bhagavan,
which is stronger, Devata or Bhagavan?
So the difference between Devatas and Bhagavan is that Bhagavan ajopisan avayatma. Krishna never takes birth and never dies actually. But Devatas, they have that beginning and end. And whatever Ashrivat, blessing Devatas give, that is not permanent. It will be destroyed. They can give only material blessings, but Krishna can give eternal blessings. So all this is proved in Bhagavad Gita. Nihabhi Kramanashasti. If we serve Krishna, that seva, that fall, that result will never be destroyed. Antavati phalam tesha. But whatever Devatas are giving, that is antavat, means shanik, is not permanent.
So it has been just 14 years that you were attracted towards Krishna consciousness, and you can recite the almost all, slokas of Sanskrit very fluently. You are also fluent in English and in Hindi. So how it was possible within this short period of time?
actually this is mercy of Guru and Krishna and his instructions. I'm just trying, and by his mercy it's done.
Okay, you feel that it is because of the mercy of the God and Guru.
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask one different question. Recently, The Guardian, it is one of the mainstream daily paper from Britain, and there was a many story. The story was that so many lower class Nepalese are being converted into Christianity on the basis of the financial ground. Is it good to have conversion based on the financial ground instead of its spiritual ground? What do you think?
Actually, to follow any dharma on the basis of financial ground is not good, because it's not dharma at all. It's just in the name. They didn't become Christians, but they became Christians in name only. Because these people who change dharma for money, they don't want to know about God, because dharma means dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. That means that only Bhagavan can establish dharma. Dharma is given by Bhagavan, and by following dharma we should know who is Bhagavan, and we should reach him. But in Bhagavatam it also says ki kamasya nendriya priti labhu jiveta yavata jivasya tattva jigyasa. That means that human life is not meant to satisfy the senses. That means to earn money, but it is to athatu brahma jigyasa, to know who is Bhagavan, to know what is param satya. So there is no benefit. Maybe there is only harm that they changed from Hindus to Christians, because before at least they were following Hindu dharma. They didn't kill cows, but now they are allowed by becoming Christian to kill cows. That means they are doing even more sinful activities, by which they will have to suffer more. Then these things comes like...
Means killing guy is a kind of sin?
Yes, this is...
How can you say it?
According to Vedic Shastra, Shastra means what? Shastra is like user manual, what to do and what not to do. What is sin? That means what not to do. Because by doing sin you will suffer. So if you do punya, you will get some good results.
There are so many people all over the world, and they are more than the entire population of Hinduism, and they slaughter the cow and they have the beef in their dining table, so they will suffer in their afterlife.
Yes. Any violence given to any other living entity, you have to suffer that. You have to. This is called karma siddhanta. It is the law of nature, the law of karma. Whatever you do, you will have to. You will experience that.
Actually, they are not following the Hindu ritual, and in Hindu ritual only, the god is sacred, and the cow is sacred animal. But in Christianity, it is not sacred animal. And how do they suffer?
Actually, Vedas, now we are speaking about Vedas, not about Hindus only. Hinduism is coming out of Sanatan Dharma, out of Vedas. It is very similar to that, but it is already went out away of real parampara, Guru Shishya parampara. So what it says in the Vedas, this is universal law. Even if you are Christian, even in Bible, it's not so much stress on not killing cow, but there is said, thou shalt not kill. You should not kill anyone. So it will work. Even if someone is atheist, and if he kills a cow, he will have to suffer for that. And if he kills,
based on the Bible also, we cannot kill cow.
You should not kill anyone. Actually. Even according to the Vedas, you should not kill any. You should not eat meat. But there is some allowance for those who are attached to eating meat, so that slowly they can give up by following karma kanda. They can slaughter lower animals like pigs or goats and offer according to Vidhi to Durga, and they can eat. But the point is not to eat meat, but to give up meat eating for everyone.
So let me ask the next question. What would be the impact of the rapidly growing conversion into Christianity, especially in Nepal, in India, from Hindu to Christianity?
What would be the
consequences?
The consequences is that they are not following actually any dharma properly. So people will just suffer if they will eat meat, if they will actually follow what Jesus was teaching. Then they can progress. But actually what we can see practically is just in the name of Christianity, in the name of Jesus. Because also it is known that in the original Christianity there was no meat eating, There was Punarjanma, that means reincarnation was there. They removed that from the Bible for political purposes.
Oh, this means Bible have been repeatedly edited for the political reason.
Especially we know from history, there was King Constantine, who was not Christian. But to make him Christian, he didn't like this mythical this reincarnation. So to convince him, to make him Christian, they changed the Bible and removed many things.
Who was that guy to convert that Bible into?
That his name, this was the King Constantine, but the priests that time, they changed that. We know this much. So that means we don't have even original Bible now. So how can there be any benefit for people?
Means the Bible have been edited for so many times just to make a political weapon to influence the global religion.
To make religion, that means so-called religion, to make everyone Christian. But actually there is no aim to help actually people, to bring them out of this material world.
So in your opinion, how can you retain the growing number of conversion? I mean, how can you retain the youth following their ancient religion, maybe Hindu, maybe Buddhist, maybe the Muslim, whoever it can be. So how can you retain their own culture from stopping them into Christian conversion?
The thing is, when you are speaking about different own culture, actually for we have to give knowledge that who are we? We are not speaking about religion. Let us ask, who am I? Everyone should ask this question, who am I? And we are not this body, we are not Hindu, Christian, Muslim, we are not European, Indian, Nepali, we are Atma. So we have to come to this scientific conclusion that we are all jivas, and according to Shastra, every jiva is part of God. And there is only one dharma for every jiva, it's called Sanatana Dharma. This is not Hindu Dharma, this is universal religion for all living entities. And by following this Dharma, everyone can become happy.
By following Sanatana Dharma?
Yes.
They can progress in their life.
Progress? It is says in Bhagavatam, Savai Pumsah Paro Dharma, Yatho Bhaktir Adhokshati Ahaityakya Pratihata Atma Suprasiddha.
There may be some, the things that are to be removed from the Sanatana Dharma. There may be some evil practices also. So what do you think?
For example?
For example, I mean there is, untouchability in South Asia, and people are ranked into the, upper class and lower class. Is it part of Sanatana Dharma or not?
This is called Varnashram. Varnashram, there are different classes like Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. Actually, this is scientific, given by God. Chaturvanyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhavasya. Krishna says in Gita that this one I made that. Why? Now if we live up, only give up, we will not put aside Shastra, we just see now practically in this world what is there. In any society, there are some people who are very intelligent and who like to read, they are very knowledgeable. That is natural for them. And there are others who are more in passion, they like to fight, they like to protect, they like to manage things. There are other people who are serving, who are producing food in the fields. They are
people are categorized based on their profession.
They are categorized according to their nature. Everyone has his own nature, with which he is born, according to three gunas. And there are some people who are not very intelligent. They cannot do much, but they can do some practical things. So according to this, the Varnashrama is made to train different people. Because the one who is not intelligent by birth, you cannot make him intelligent just by giving material knowledge. That's why we can see today what's happening. Youth, they are forced by social pressure to study. But maybe their nature is not to study. They don't want. So when they don't pass properly, they don't get proper marks, they commit suicide.
Okay.
This is not scientific.
Okay,
but maybe his desire is He's just satisfied by constructing the houses and doing labor. So this is Shudra, but that doesn't mean that he's wrong, that he's bad. He's also needed.
That means he is not lower ranked.
Yeah, he's doing that according to his nature, to his ability. So, but the problem was that the Brahmins, they become proud.
Yeah.
Brahmin, the one who has knowledge, is Brahmin, and he is.
Even the Dalit who have good knowledge, he can be Brahmin.
Actually, yes. That is I want to say guna karma. If you have the qualities of Brahmana, and you are maybe born in Shudra family, if you have the qualities of Brahmana, and if you have desire to have knowledge, spiritual knowledge, and you are ready to learn, you can become Brahmin.
Okay,
Krishna never said Janma. He says guna karma.
Guna karma, based on the character and the work he does.
Yes.
Okay. So let me ask a bit different question. Previously Nepal was a Hindu kingdom. It was a Hindu state. Now it has been turned into secular nation. So, what does it make difference for the religious practice from these two?
Actually,
different kind of state.
secularism, that means that religion or dharma and government, they become separate.
Yeah. Separating state from the religious practices.
Yeah, they are. So then, actually, it's not good. Actually, before, if we know, in Vedic times, all the kings, they were called Rajarshi. That means that he was Rishi, that he was following Dharma, and he was ruling according to Shastra. He was giving people material facility and also spiritual facility. So one of the king's duties, besides giving material benefits, his duty was to see if people are following their dharma, or if they are not following. So then he was chastising or whatever.
Okay, then it is bad for nation to be secular.
Yeah, actually secular is, that means any dharma, there no connection with dharma. It's actually asuric.
That means there should be kind of connection between the religion and the state authority. Do you think
Yes.
so? Why?
Why? Because again we come to this point. The whole society, like Varnashrama Vedic system was that the whole society, every member of society, we say from government to the Shudra, they are all cooperating so that everyone can advance spiritually. If there is no spiritual progress, people cannot be happy and they have to suffer. So there is a duty of the king, that he is leading people also in spiritual path, and he is taking advice from the Brahmanas who know Shastra. So king, sometimes he has to use violence to protect Dharma, because when there is the element of asuric element of adharma, people who are not following, he has to stop them, he has to put them on the right path.
Even with the use of violence.
Yes.
But still the Dharma says there should not no violence, there should be peace. And why the king can use power?
Yes. For example, in your house, if the thief comes and he steals you and he wants to rape your wife, for example, so then you call the police. And police, you tell them this is the problem, and police says, Ahimsa Paramo Dharma, we will not do violence. It's wrong. So what do you say? Is this right? They have to use violence to catch the thief, even they have to beat him to help you, to protect the good person.
This is to say that even to establish peace, we have to sometimes exercise violence.
Yes.
Okay. So you are now 36-year-old and you have you practice Christianity for more than 20 years, and more than 14 years you have been practices of Sanatana Dharma. What are the similarities and differences between the practice you did before and now?
For example, similarities, there is also belief in God.
Yeah.
So prayers, some prayers to God. This is similar here and there, to give respect to God. These are similar things. But the difference is that here now detail is there and clear knowledge who is God, and also way of life. There we were eating everything, doing material things also, but now we are trying to avoid bad like we say sinful activities like eating meat, intoxication, Avaidik Stripurusam, means illicit sex, and gambling. and many other material things like watching TV. Of course, if there is some knowledge about God, about Krishna on TV, we can see that, but general, like you said, program, entertainment, we don't need that actually, because we derive happiness by practicing Krishna consciousness. So, like I said, there are many good things in Christianity, in Bible, but nowadays we can see no one is following. And I can say now by reading Bhagavad Gita, I can understand Bible better than before.
Okay. So you have traveled many nations all around the world, and you have interacted with so many people. You have, talked to so many, religious figures all over those nations. So what is their impression about Sanatana Dharma in the nation you have traveled?
Actually, I didn't travel all over the world, but in European countries, in India,
Asian countries.
Asian countries. Yeah, everywhere you can find all kinds of people. That means people who are completely not interested in Sanatana Dharma, so they will say, what is the use of this? Even in India, even Nepal, and then anywhere you will go, even in Europe, you can find people who are very interested. This is very nice. Even in India and even everywhere. So now we can see a modern, even in upper circles of modern society, there are people like this. Some are not interested and some are very interested. We can see like in India, Narendra Modi is very interested in this, and there are other politicians who are not
interested. Yeah. And Adityanath is promoting.
Yeah.
Okay. So one different question. Is it good to be spiritual or materialistic? Which part of life is very beautiful?
Actually, materialistic means only suffering. That means people who are materialistic, and even I...
Still there are so many people who say they don't believe in God, and they say they are so happy. But you are saying materialistic life is so suffering life.
Yeah. Now because these people don't know what is actual happiness.
Okay.
I was also living materialistic life.
Yeah.
And I thought I'm happy. I went to party, drinking this, that, and we were laughing, happy. But if I compare it to spiritual life, which I'm practicing now, that this is actual happiness. Now I see, actually this is happiness. This is actual bliss.
Okay, then the materialistic happiness is short-lived and the spiritual happiness is long-lasting. Can you say this?
Yes, actually materialistic happiness is like a drop of water in the desert. But spiritual happiness is anandam buddhivaranam. This is ever-increasing ocean of bliss.
Okay, it is in increasing order, the spiritual happiness.
Yes, if we are practicing...
Okay, so if every people are to be spiritual or religious, then who will care about the materialistic world?
Yeah, so again, that is not meant like this, that everyone will become sannyasi. It's not even possible. But all the people, even in a grihastha life, in the life of family, that means that the father is working, earning money, he's maybe running a company, a business, or he is maybe working on the field, or maybe he is just constructing houses or cleaning the road, but he is earning money. He has family. But along his work, he should also practice chanting Hare Krishna, reading Bhagavad Gita. That doesn't mean that they give up the activities. Similarly, Krishna told to Arjuna, Mam anusmaran yudhyacha. That means that you think of me, spiritual part, and you also fight. That means his duty was to fight.
Yeah.
That was his kshatriya. So for us, fight means you are working in press, someone is working on. So he has to do your duty and at the same time chant and read Bhagavad Gita and do spiritual life, both.
So they can balance.
Balance. Yeah.
Okay. So if you had to see the follower of spiritual world and religious world, there are so many people, just more than 40, 50, 60, Why the youth are not attracted towards this beautiful world, you say?
Actually, it's not like that. In this international society, there are so many youths, so many students, they are also chanting Hare Krishna, and there are more students than old people. But now in India and in Nepal also, people say don't do bhakti now, it's not your age. When you be old, you will do.
Yeah.
But that is actually a misconception. We should do it from youth, we should learn this.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that you give
up. So how can I
it.
draw more and more youth towards spirituality to make the better world?
Yeah, we approach colleges and we are doing this actually. Just now, few days before, we went to different colleges here in Italy also. We had presentation about Krishna consciousness, and we will have shortly after some, so they can get scientific knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, and then there will be regular classes for youth.
Okay, I have asked so many questions in this short period of time, and you must have some question to be asked from my side, but really not asked. So if you have anything to say, then you can say.
So I just can say this, that this Sanatan Dharma, this is meant for everyone. It is not meant for specific people. This is universal. Veda means what? Means knowledge. Knowledge is like 1 + 1 is 2. It's for whole world. Even in China, Europe, America, India, Nepal, same. So similarly, knowledge which just comes from the Veda, especially Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is essence of the Vedas and Srimad Bhagavad. So this is meant for everyone. Any person who will read and who will try to understand and apply in his life, he can become happy.
He can progress in his life, even in materialistic life.
Yeah, materialistic life will go, maybe going on like it's going on. But I'm speaking about spiritual progress. Now one thing, every person, even animals, they are trying for what? For happiness.
Okay.
That is the goal of everyone, every creature. But in materialistic life, we cannot get actual happiness, only symptoms. But in following spiritual path, spiritual consciousness, we can get the actual happiness.
Okay. Thank you so much for your precious time.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So it was a very beautiful and rare talk with Govinda Datta Das. You are Joseph and have been converted into Govinda Datta Das, a new life into spirituality, and he has been preaching about Sanatan Dharma, especially about the Krishna consciousness in different part of the world. And it was really a wonderful talk, and we will be coming with you lots more interview with inspiring figure like him. And at last I want to thank Ashish BK for recording all this interview, and I want to say goodbye. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,